because this is barbering in a nutshell. Yeah? And this is how we work. So what I tell them is, you take all the cool hair, you save it for later, then you're going to clean up the boring hair. Yeah? Boring doesn't mean easy. Yeah? The only reason I call it boring hair is because when you go to a barber shop, au contraire with a salon, 99.9% of your clients are already happy with the hair that they got. Yeah? So 99.9% of those clients just want to trim on the sides, which is usually a number of 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, right? For me, that's the boring part, right? So I'm not saying it's easy, because fading, man, that's one of the hardest things to do. You know, you can do it for 28 years and still find that very hard. Now, when you've cleaned up the boring part, you're going to connect the cool hair to the boring hair, you dry and you finish, yeah? And you got a haircut. That is pretty much how it works, right? Now, what we see a lot is that people start a haircut by flipping on the guard, yeah? Start, right? But what happens, what? Yeah? This is the way we teach that. This is how you have to do it later, right? So, can I get a whistle?
Yeah, whistle.
So, what happens when you flip on the guard and start fading, you're going to create a weight line. Yeah? And later you have to take that weight line out. Yeah? And it makes sense, right? Because you scoop. Right? That's how you fade. Now, by doing that, you are not completely in control throughout the haircut. And for me, that is the most important thing. Be in control throughout the haircut. Yeah? Which means, pretty much, and it's good that Leen is showing it with the scissors and his fingers, because what he's doing now, right, he's making that gaze line between the fingers. Yeah? For me, this is like the perfect way, the best way to do a haircut. Between the fingers, and then do your whole base, and then go scissor over comb. Now, the thing is, when I have to do a haircut like that, I can pretty much do 3 haircuts a day instead of the 4 I'm doing now. But so listen to this, because this is actually what I find interesting, and especially in America. Because you gotta understand, in Holland, we don't have barber school. We only have beauty school, or as you call it, those are some hard words. That one and so that means a lot. When you train as a barber, you know about your clippers, right? You know a lot about clippers, and maybe not as much about your scissors. Yeah, and when you're accustomed, when you're in the other school, it's pretty much the other way around. You know a lot about your scissors, but you don't know as much about the clippers. Now, when you think about this, especially when you train hairdressers that are not used to clippers, right? What does a pair of scissors do? They open and close. Yeah. What does a pair of clippers do? They open and close, right? Which means, pretty much, that a pair of clippers is nothing but a pair of scissors with a cord on it, right? So whatever you do with your fingers, and you're used to doing with your fingers, yeah, you're now going to do with your comb, yeah? Because, and this is another thing that you can tell, especially yeah? Because some of them are scared of the clippers. Well, what I tell them is, you guys think about this, right? They're scared of this hand, right? But what is the hand that is going to fuck up the haircut? It's that one. There's nothing to be scared about. Be scared about this hand, yeah? But you know what to do with this hand because you are trained as a professional hairdresser, right? So that's how you translate clipper work, scissor work. It's pretty much the same. It's all about the movement of your body and understanding the haircut. Yeah, I'm actually going to right there. So, what am I going to do here? Hey, not bad for somebody with a hangover, hè? This is how you got to do it, guys. You know, zoals wij in Nederland zeggen, dat s'avonds of ergens morgens met. Jullie hebben allemaal een leven erop.
Wait, what?
So, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take all that cool hair, yeah, because the cool hair is the hair, that's the part of the haircut that turns a haircut into a personal belonging, yeah. And the way I see it, there is a perfect haircut hidden in every mop of hair. It's our job to take away what's in the way of that perfect haircut. But it's already there, right? All stuff to think about. So, I'm going to lift all this hair in a 90 angle degree, right? And I'm going to take off just a little bit of weight. And I'm slightly tilting my comb outside, yeah? This is something I see happening a lot. People go in, and I get it, it doesn't make sense. If you want to do like a bold fade, you are probably going to do this, right? Take it off, start fading into that line, right? But the thing is, what I don't like about it is that by holding my comb like that, I'm going to just, by holding my comb like this, I am determining, I'm forcing myself into a length around the perimeter, right? Now, that is not per se wrong, but I don't like to be forced into something. You know, I want to know what, I want to kind of save the hair throughout the haircut, to play with layer, right? So, by tilting the comb slightly outside, yeah, I'm leaving length around the perimeter. So when I look for that same data line, yeah, so instead of working up, I'm kind of working down, yeah? So now, when you check that line, yeah, and this is what I find, this is the part where the whole costume comes in, yeah? I turn my giver into my scissor, right? So now when I check my line here, you get it? You get what I've done here? Yeah, I know it sounds like a detail, and it is a detail, of course, but you see, I secured, am I making sense here? Yeah. If there is one angle in the haircut, it's really important, it's where the ear is attached to the head. Yeah? Because if the haircut is square, where the ear is attached to the head, yeah, the haircut will look square in every angle you look at it. Yeah? Does that make sense? When you look at the scumbag boogie, we don't have the poses here, right? When you look at something else, we like to say, you know, we have the posers and people go like, oh, you do 20 haircuts, and I always say, no, we do 4. And when you're really honest, it's 1. Because every man's haircut in the base is a flat top. Yeah? If you do a flat top, and a guy would grow out his hair for 6 months, and you only will taper the nape, what do you get? Pompadour. Perfect pompadour, right? If you grow with a flat top, you shave a line, and you go short on one side, you got a scumbag boogie, right? But in the end, it's all a flat top. Yeah? So that square angle is the most important angle in that haircut. And now I secured that angle. Do you get it? Yeah? So it's already there. Now, that's a lot of talk for just 3 hairs that I took off. But now think about this. Yeah? Because I secured that angle, yeah, now it doesn't matter what I do under it, because this part has been taken care of. Yeah? So if a guy comes in with really long hair, and you don't know what you're trying, you don't know what's hidden in the hair, but this angle is secured, you don't have to worry about anything anymore, because you know the balance is there. So now, you see, that's my angle there. So whatever I take off, I'm at an angle, right? Doesn't really matter anymore. So I'm looking for an angle over there. Okay, now I kind of feel like I was drunk yesterday. But, you see, so I can follow that line, and then, whatever happens under that line, it doesn't matter anymore. Well, does that make sense? Cool. So, Leen, what are you doing?
Well, actually, as you can see, I did exactly the same. With baseline, then I work up to the baseline and down to the baseline. Now I'm drying it, and you can already see that this was like 5 minutes, and I'm drying it, and you can see that the haircut is already there. So if it's dry, I'm just going to take off a few things that I don't like, and the haircut is actually done. I actually don't know how he does it to our haircuts, because for me that's like insane.
You put it in there.
Yeah, I put some movement tonic in it now before I started drying it, and I'm gonna dry it naturally, except for the front. I'm going to accentuate that a little bit. But I want it to dry naturally, because then I can see the waves and stuff. So when he's at home, he doesn't have to dry it. He can just put a little stuff in it, and it will be perfect.
Exactly.
Nice to see how this side works with the other side, because on the other side he has that part that just shoots straight on forward. I need to see how to get that thing properly. That's messes with me a lot.
Just use the paint.
What?
I do, yeah.
No, he's got one side that's going like that.
Okay.
That method, yeah.
Just stay.
Good to know, that's what I did.
The thing also with the movement tonic is you can also use it as a cutting lotion. And we actually, because it's not made for it, we could also, you could use it for curly hair or wavy hair, just as a product on its own. And it wasn't made for that, it works.
That is.
Or to give some sheen to every product, every pomade that we have, as a topper, just put a little bit of movement tonic over it, and you will have a little bit more sheen.
It's so funny when you. Oh, sorry.
No, no, no.
It's so funny that when you come up with an idea for a product,
Did you see the video of the
you
movement tonic?
got to watch the video that I made when I'm using the blue tonic. Actually, the blue tonic is like your typical barbershop product. For us, that was, you got to understand that the power of Reuzel, yeah, and that's what you got to explain to your students later. The power of Reuzel, it's made for barbers by barbers, right? We know what we need, and that's what we're going to make, right? And for us, the grooming tonic, we needed a grooming tonic, right? Because the way we work is we dry the hair in a certain shape, and then we finish the haircut. So we need something with a little bit more hold. We were using the grooming sprays from Scumbassadors, and I love that product, but we wanted to have something a little bit stronger. And on the other hand, because we own, of course, a barbershop, a tonic, a typical hair tonic, that's something we really wanted to have, because that's your real barbershop product. Not easy to sell though, because we don't know how to use it anymore. But you gotta understand that back in the days, that era of time where most of our haircuts come from, and this is something that a lot of people don't even realize, back in those days, look at all the movies from those times. Guys always had greasy hair. And you know why? Because this was a time before the chemical revolution. They did not know how to make gel or hairspray. It did not exist. There was only brilliantine, the pomades, and of course hair tonics, with or without oil. Yeah. Now, a grease is hard to wash out of the hair, which makes complete sense, because grease and water don't mix, right? I mean, you can try to wash it off your hand, it's not you even use a dry towel. So back in those days, when the guy was getting a haircut, a barber would use a tonic on his head to clean the scalp. What's the word? Recuperate?
Dry?
No, react.
Invigorate?
Yeah, it reactivates the product, but no, it's supposed to
George!
Revitalize?
revitalize.
There we go.
Yeah, that I think that's the one. This is hot, you know. The weird thing is, my English is pretty good, but there are still a lot of words I don't know.
What are you blowing on the sides to make it natural?
I just want it to be dry.
So
that's
just
it.
down or back or?
Yeah, well, naturally. So I'm not going to force it. It's just I want to dry it. I have to pick it up a little bit that it's really dry. The only thing that I'm exaggerating is the front. You see? So this is all naturally dry. See?
So you're not making an effort to put the
Not
hair on the side
at
of it?
least. But I'm not going to dry it like up because then it's not natural. It's just has to dry naturally. But still, that I can go through it. And that's also with the grooming tonic. It's not that sticky that you can go through with a combing board. That is really important as well. Because we do 95% of the haircut on dry hair.
So, with the tonic, when we made the tonic, the blue one, so not the grooming tonic, but the hair tonic, we just really wanted to have tonic because it's such a typical barbershop product, you know. Even though a lot of hairdressers and even barbers don't have no use it, you know. Now, when you watch the video, this is how products can work, right? So the grooming tonic, might just be the best product we got. I mean, I love the grooming tonic. You can do so much with it. But when you watch the video that I'm using the blue tonic, right? And now these are little inside things that we are not going to tell clients. But what happens is you get all these samples, right? So I got like 20 bottles of tonic. Yeah. Now after the third one, you're like, yeah, whatever. You know, I mean, you don't see the differences anymore, and blah blah. So you're just smelling, right? You make the clients smell like the fragrance, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Now, and this is really weird, and I cannot explain why that is. But a sample is never the same as the end product, right? Don't ask me why, but it's always like that. So when we got the grooming tonic, it was way better than we hoped, because in the small bottles, you know, it's weird. But when you get this nice bottle and you got your sign on it, and you know, it's different. It's different. You start to trust it more, and then it comes in this stupid little, you know. But with the hair tonic, and you gotta watch the video. Yeah, I made a video. It's on Facebook. I'm using it for the first time on a client of mine. And you can see my face just go like, wow, this is actually good stuff. And I'm saying, wow, this is actually really good. You know, it's really, really bad. You know,
really surprised.
I was like, yeah, because I was using it on with the, you know, from the testers, and it was good. But now I had this friend of mine, Diego, who has beautiful hair, and I'm using, and he uses grease, right, pink and green. And I was using the tonic, and I was doing the haircut with the way that the hair moved after I used the tonic. It was so good. It was so good. You see it in the video. I'm like, wow, what? I mean, it's like I'm selling a car. You know, I'm not the big bar. I'm like really surprised, and that's how stuff happens.